Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Anita, and I'm coming at you today with a review of my February currently inked pens. Let's jump into it. All right. Now, I knew this month with the palette that I had, where is my book? I knew that it was going to be less than satisfying because I realize more and more when I don't do it, I miss having a rainbow of pens. There doesn't have to be a perfect rainbow like Roy G. Biv, but I would like something in the reds, something in the yellows or orange, something green, and I was lacking in some colors this month, as you can see here. I like all of the colors, and some I love. I don't just like them, but it wasn't satisfying. And I knew that would happen. And I don't know, is that self-fulfilling or I just know myself? I don't know. But I did like all my combinations. Let's talk about it. First up, I knew I'd like the ink. I didn't know how the pen would perform because it is a Jinhao 82. I have a cup of these, and while I got addicted to the colors, I did it because I wanted to be able to play around with grinding the nibs. Tuning, grinding, just having fun with them, and it's very low investment. And if I have a winner, that's a bonus, right? All the pen has to do is hold up. So the first is the Jinhao 82. This pen has a fine nib, and it's currently inked with Ferris Wheel Press Aurorealis. And I liked it. I would have preferred a little bit broader of a nib, but the fine was fine. We didn't have any real hard starts. I didn't agitate the pen before I did the writing sample here, and so there is like it kind of spit out some shimmer, and then it leveled it out in the rest of the sample. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed writing with it more than I thought I would. I didn't know how I was going to feel. I said, well, at least I love the ink. But it was pretty good. I don't have anything to complain about with it. I mean, for a pen that costs, for sure, it's less than $5. Maybe it's a little bit more on Amazon because, you know, Amazon has to get their fees for those sellers. It's a fun pen to play around with. If you want to figure out how to tune your own nibs on like a not too expensive pen, why not get something and play with it? That's how I felt about it. Or just play with it. I mean, it can be, you know, a good pen to play with. I have a cup full and I will penable with those, but at the same time, anything that is still here, when I have time, I play around with tuning. Like here's one I was working on, total sidebar, trying to make it into, I don't even remember what to call it, but I kept my little scrap paper so I could remember where I was at. So this was the Jinhao 82, inked with Ferris Wheel Press Aurorealis. Next pen is the Laban 325 in the colorway Sakura. This pen has a broad nib and is currently inked with Diamine Weeping Willow. I didn't know how this was going to go because until now I didn't have very good luck with the ink. I don't know if it's me, bad combination, or a less than ideal combination, not necessarily bad. But even this was not as good as I would have liked, but it wasn't bad. I don't know, it felt at times a little dry, and I am not a fan of dry writing with a fountain pen. No, 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 no. I like it to be nice and wet. I like to see the ink shining on the page, and it slowly dries to, you know, a usable piece of paper with writing on it. That's what I like. And the first couple of times I used this combination, it was a little dry. Could have been the paper too. but on Tomoe River paper, it was fine. I totally enjoyed this writing sample. I was writing in random places with this pen. I think that has a lot to do with my experience. It was a little dry in here. This is a Stalogy notebook, and some of the other papers that I just did quick notes on were not the best for fountain pen friendliness. I didn't have a bleeding problem, but it wasn't the best for the ink. And that's probably why this writing here and this Tomoe River paper notebook, this is a Hobonichi, that's why this was the best. I have to get some other papers for when I really want to experience the combination, but I have to think about that. Yeah, I'm gonna think about that. I have Rhodia, but I don't know. Rhodia is not like my favorite, not for fountain pens, but maybe I should try it. Maybe I'll make a note of that. More than a mental note. A note on a piece of paper so I don't forget to do it. I've got to find something so that I can not wait to get to this notebook and test out the ink here, because this is definitely good for fountain pens. Next up is the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande 2.0 in the colorway Planetary Nebula. This pen was a limited release in 2020. What year are we in? 4. Time's flying. And this pen is currently inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Gyoku. I had this pen carried over from last month. I'm going to carry it over to next month. And at some point it may drop out of my lineup just because I am not taking the ink out and cleaning it out. We're writing this baby dry. I love the combination. There was a little bit of evaporation, probably the ink in the feed. And you know, the longer you write with fountain pens, the more you kind of get a feel of what to expect. But after the first line, the color evened out, and it was just a wonderful experience. I love the ink. I need a bottle. I love the pen. It's been inked nonstop since I got it almost a year ago. I absolutely love the way the pen looks, and I love the way it writes. And yeah, nothing unexpected there. Next combination, what was that? That was interesting. This is the Leonardo Furore in the colorway Aqua Petra. This pen also has a medium nib, and as it was last month, still currently inked with Robert Oster Tranquility. And I love the ink. My sample is lacking. I didn't finish what was in the converter, and I have a tiny bit left in the sample. I might bring it back next month, or I might just write it dry on my own. I've got maybe a quarter of a converter left. I may just write this dry off to the side. I love this combination. The same issue with some slight evaporation. I think it was probably what was in the feed. And it took about 1.5 lines before we leveled out to the color I expected. This ink has a red sheen, and I don't mind it. It's not overpowering like some inks out there. No shade to sheening inks. It's not necessarily my favorite feature, but I don't hate it at all. I like a subtle sheen. There we go. But yes, so the first line is very leaning red. By the third line, it's leveling out, and by this verse here, it's what I expected. I love the ink. I need a bottle of Tranquility. It was great. So I think I will write it dry. I will finish the sample, and I need a bottle in my life. I need a bottle of Tranquility. Yes, I do. Next, pen. Again, we've got a sheening ink. It's a subtle sheen. The Pelikan M800 in the colorway Blue Black. This pen has a medium 18 karat gold nib and is still currently inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Shin. I thought I'd write it dry. I don't know how much ink is in there. It can't be too much. And the red sheen is really sheening. Let me see if I can show you. Hopefully you can see that. I can't quite tell from the camera, but it's very visible up in the top, and it kind of levels out as I go on. Maybe I'm getting near the end of the fill. I'm going to do a dirty fill next month. I've decided that I'm bringing the pen back because I love it. It feels so good in the hand. I say that all the time. I'm going to fill it with Waterman Inspired Blue. I'm going to put some in a sample vial. I think this is it. I'm going to put some more in there, and I'm going to, I'm going to fill it up with Inspired Blue, and it's going to mix with whatever is left in the converter, or rather in the fill, in the barrel. And I'm just going to go with that. The pen doesn't hold but so much ink. I thought I'd write it dry, but I was busy. It's been a busy month, and I didn't write as much as I wanted. I say that a lot, but when I focus, I do. And I am doing great with my other pens that I put off to the side. We'll talk about that in another video. But this was a very good combination, and I love the ink. I like it more with the sheen. I think it gives it more interest for me, as opposed to just that muted, leaning navy kind of blue. I don't know, but I didn't mind it. Next pen is the Asvine P, as in piston filler, 20. This pen has a medium steel nib and is still currently inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Kosumosu. How much ink is in there? I still have half a barrel of ink. I love this pen. It's so pretty. It's so pretty, and I love the ink. This was a great combination. I think I would have liked purple a little more, but I love this ink. I love this pink ink, and I did it because February features Valentine's Day. So you know what? I don't mind it. I will probably put this pen off to the side and write it dry over time, or I may not. It depends on what my lineup looks like for March. I need a rainbow. I need a rainbow. I need a rainbow of options. I did not have enough colors. Even though I don't always use the pens as much as I would like, I like to have a rainbow of options, and I didn't. And that needs to be corrected. But this was a very good combination. I totally loved it. The last pen. This was the Rebel combination. I didn't know how I'd like it because look at the pen. The pen is a beautiful pink pen. Look at the pattern. It's so pretty. This is the Esterbrook Estie collab with Bungubox. The pen is called Kacho Fugetsu. This pen has a double broad nib because I was late to the party and that was what I could get. And it's inked with a blue ink, but it's a gorgeous turquoise blue. It's inked with IWI Rain Water. I'm not gonna lie, I love the ink, I love the pen, not together. But when I was writing and I didn't think about the fact that the pen is a pretty soft pink, I loved it. I'm not gonna put blue ink in here again, not anytime soon. But it was a great performance. It was a beautiful combination. It just wasn't what I need to feel good about writing with it. I like a match. And I tried to be a rebel, but it didn't feel good. I have to match it up, or not have it not be such a contrast. There was just no. Maybe if it were something adjacent to pink, like if it were red, or like a red orange, or pinky orange rather, something that was close to the color of the pen, I could have dealt with that much better. But I really do not like the visual of this. Oh no. But it wrote really, really, really well. It was great that way. Oh gosh, nice and wet. The ink is very well lubricated. No hard starting. It was just It was amazing. I just didn't like the visual at all. No, but it was a great ink. I'm going to put the ink in a different pen. Maybe I'll put it in the Pelikan instead of Waterman Inspired Blue. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I will. I think I like that. Maybe whatever navy is left in there combined with this, maybe I won't mind it. I don't know. Or maybe I won't. I don't know what the ink is going to do. No, I think I'm going to go with something a little safer. It's a pricey pen, and I don't want to wreck it with ink. That's probably not advisable. No, I'll stick with the Waterman. I think that'll be better. Okay. So, this month, what were my favorite combinations? Not that. Oh, the ink. This ink, y'all. Pick this one up. IWI Rain Water. Oh my gosh, this ink is wonderful. I just need it in a pen that matches it. Not that pretty pink one. Kosumosu, and this pen was great. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I think I would have liked a purpley pink even more because it just matches better. But that's the matchy in me. But I did love that combination. That was great. The Pelikan. I think it's getting near the end of the fill. And I just like the sheen that showed up. Let me turn the light on. It's getting a little late in the day here. I like the sheen that showed up in the writing sample. I just like it. It's like the red is much more prevalent than it usually is. So maybe I'm near the end. Maybe I'm near the end of the fill. So that was really good. And a third pen. These are my top 3 in no particular order. That's a hard one. That's a hard one. It's just slightly edging out. I like the red sheen in Tranquility. Robert Oster Tranquility in the Aqua Petra Ferrari. I liked it just a little bit more this month. I still love this one. I still love the Sweet Gyoku in the Grande MZJ. But I just really was enjoying that red sheen in this combination. So these are my three favorite pens this month. So good. Where am I? Wait, let me just take a look and make sure we're good here. Hold on. I am back. So yes, the red sheen in Robert Oster Tranquility in the Leonardo Ferrari Aqua Petra edged out the the gorgeous color in this Leonardo. I was really enjoying that red sheen. This was really, really nice. So yeah, these were my top 3 pens this month in no particular order at all. And yeah, that's it. I need to figure out what my rainbow of pens is going to look like for March because Mama needs a rainbow. Yeah, I had lots of pens and inks that had similar colors, and I just need some variety in my life next month. So that's what you're going to get if you decide to come back, and I hope you do. I love talking about pens with y'all. So that is it for this video. I will see y'all in the next one. Have a great day and a great week and a great month. Have a great time.